What are the cultural issues that you see at interplay as far as the COVID deaths and the healing and the grief are concerned?
This situation flies across, against the face of some of our cultural practices. Trevor, let's talk about some of the traditions that we grew up with. For instance, going right to basics, where if you heard that there was a death in the family, you dropped everything and you ran. It didn't matter what you were doing. You just needed to be at the, a place where everybody was gathering. And then you've got the situation where we will gather for quite a few days and mourn together. The arrangements would be made while we are together. And that is no longer the case now. People are still trying to do that, but it's just flying against the science that we've been advised, on. You take a situation of, viewing the person who's departed. We would pay our last respects by seeing the body. And there are situations, I can tell you of a situation in my village where a body came from South Africa. They insisted on opening the body because the casket, because they were not going to bury their child without seeing their child. As a result of that opening, 5 of the family members died a week after that. So these are some of the cultural norms that are having to be broken. We are being told that we shouldn't gather. We shouldn't have vigils. We shouldn't come in our numbers. But culturally, how difficult, that is. So COVID is running against cultural norms.
So what does that do, Bishop? The fact that, culturally, this is what we have been doing for centuries. But like you've outlined, in your village, 5 people die after opening the casket of a deceased who was COVID positive. So we're pushing against what science is saying we should do and what culture is saying we should do. And clearly the warning here is that science must take the forefront. What does that do to us as we grieve in this kind of situation?
It is introducing a tremendous conflict within us culturally. Some of the norms that we used to practice gave us closure. They gave us the ability to mourn together. There was, that solace in comforting one another during those days when you were waiting for the funeral and, processing the funeral. And so you did this together and it brought comfort. It brought closure. Trevor, we don't have that anymore. Our relatives are dying in loneliness and we do not have the opportunity to say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
And this is breaking the nation. There's just so much pain out there. It's very difficult. Yeah, this is we have to come to terms with a new norm, but this new norm is very, very difficult. It's very painful. It's a bitter pill to swallow.